Can't sleep, thought I'd come to do a live with y'all. Good morning to all the truck drivers that's listening, to people that got insomnia like me that can't sleep. What's up? I love aloe water. Delicious. Knowing somebody gonna be up with me. Everybody, summertime, everybody ain't sleep. What's going on? What's popping? Lord, what's good? You up, baby? 585 in the building. We gonna talk. 4:40 a.m. Just got off the clock. What's going on? Muhammad, peace, peace. Assalamu alaikum. Tapped in. At work, tapped in. Rick, what up, Montana? It's 3:40 here. Where you at, Lord? Where you at? Where's 3:40 at? Just clocked out. We gonna talk, man. Shit was live at the video shoot. I seen it. Shout out to Spesh. He brought everybody on chat like I have. It's always a good look to see your hood support you, no matter the situation. It's always good. That was a good look for Spesh. Where was the ladies at though? I was watching the live. There wasn't a lot of ladies out there, and the ones that was out there, we gonna talk about that later. My boy Gully pulled up. What up, Ja? Gully was out there looking like a groupie. He was out there looking like a groupie, running behind Spesh. Every move, like that was groupie activity, man. Niggas don't be journalists. Niggas be agitators, instigators. Niggas be instigating. That's how they get revenue off their platforms. Controversial and instigating shit they have nothing to do with. But like I said, homeboy always been a hater of New York. He's an idol turned rival type nigga. Like he want to be a New York nigga so bad, but then he always trying to find a way to try to shit on New York niggas. I don't get it. He not even from New York State. He said definitely was some ladies out there. From the ones I seen, bro, Jai, it wasn't a good look. Yeah, I'm up early. It was a few out there though. But it was an overall good look for Spesh. Play King Vaughn. That was a super dope look for Spesh though. I want to see the song. I want to hear the song. I want to see the video. Spesh on the clock though. Yeah, he working. That's where it starts at first though, home. If you ain't got no support where you from, you ain't got no support nowhere. Rochester, Buffalo, all the small towns that can't go up against NYC. We too big. Yeah. We I hate the separation because this is like people trying to make it a regional thing like upstate versus New York. Let me tell you one thing. We all as one representing New York State, right? When the division come in, that's when the money stop. You you can't represent New York and be separated. It's never gonna work. That's why New York went in the slump. And that's why Atlanta was reigning supreme for like 20 years because everybody in New York was going against each other. It was so much tension in the clubs, tension at the radio stations, to where niggas figured out they was scaring the money away. Niggas was wondering where the money went in New York. It went south. It went down south. Everybody relocated down south. New York niggas, everybody relocated to Atlanta. Now that that like Atlanta's not so prominent as it was a few years ago, everybody moving out. It always everybody um like people. It's certain people that make places what they are, and when certain elements start leaving and disappearing, the culture die. Like, due to the fact that they caught, niggas was going back and forth with the Rico and all that, all of the Atlanta artists was getting locked up and dying and all that stuff. A lot of the camaraderie, a lot of that energy ain't there no more like it was a few summers back. And they not on, they not even, running the music game right now. Shout out to Future, he just dropped a dope LP, you know what I'm saying? But that's still not enough to carry out Atlanta to what it once was, you know what I'm saying? And per se, Future's not even doing the same caliber of music that he once did, like, the lean and street influence. He's doing like more pop and EDM sounding music. That's what that album sound like. It sound like something that he always wanted to give to the people, but he had to capture the people with, baiting them with the street shit. You know what I'm saying? ATA washed up Houston is lit open spot. I know everybody saying that Olive Tree died. Oliver Tree. And you think the South is still running the rap game? Nah, they not. Y'all, I'm gonna always support the rap. I'm gonna always support the rap. I got love, like when you got guys that, like I said, you got the participators and you got the spectators. I participated in this game. I was fortunate enough to know Benny and Conway and Spesh before and Stove Guard before they were successful. That's the blessing. That's the true blessing of seeing of success, when you got to see a person come from not didn't come from much and achieve success or they wildest dreams. That's what I live for. That's the when you get to congratulate and actually see somebody achieve something that's not from much. You know what I'm saying? That's the win in itself right there. Just to be able to witness greatness. Oh, New York don't got shit. New York got it right now. I don't know what you talking about. Next hot thing coming out of New York is King Bimo. Go get his new mixtape, the new New York. King Bimo got the streets right now. He's one of the most consistent artists, new artists coming out of New York. Um, Congratulations on his deal with Victor too. Yo, for some reason, I knew Stephen Victor was gonna pick King Bimo up. He has he King Bimo reciprocated the city for the energy that Pop Smoke left. If anything virtually close to the energy that Pop Smoke had when before his untimely demise is King Bimo. You know what I'm saying? And he's very consistent, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely give you that vibe of a Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? They from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? They subject matter ain't too off, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he a fly young kid. I done did a song with him in East called So Outlandish. Go check that video. It's on YouTube. He a cool, down to earth. I really like that kid. He dope. He humble, and he winning right now. And you know, I want to see nothing but success for that young guy. Down south still don't run the music game. It's over for the South Frost, the music game. 1090. If y'all, it's nothing backpack about Dave East nor King Bimo. They make straight street music. They make straight street music. It's nothing backpack. You know what backpack music is? Y'all can't touch ATL. Name a heavy hitter in Atlanta right now. And they not fucking with the hottest nigga in New York. Lil Baby is not fucking with King Bimo right now. King Bimo is more on rotation in the clubs than Little Baby. Nobody not listening to Little Baby no more. Nobody not listening to that shit. Like I told you, South rappers blow up too quick. The threshold of a down south Future, T.I., Jeezy, those guys is not the lineage of these new guys. The guys that came before, all the little babies like T.I., Luda, Outkast, that's longevity of ATL. That side of ATL is always going to shine and prosper because they believe in longevity and they're true artists. These new artists, threshold in the game be from 2 to 4 years, if that. ATL artists don't last. I can name 10 ATL artists from the last 20 years that had 1 to 2 hits and they was gone. New York lost hip hop. Man, y'all must ain't listening to all these new rappers. Biggie been dead almost Biggie been dead almost 30 years. What do y'all talk about? It's new niggas that represent BK that got the game. Like it's niggas that got the game. Like New York is more lit than Atlanta is right now on the music scene. And that's a fact. We not playing Atlanta music in New York right now. New York drill rappers trash. I agree. Thug ain't Thug ain't been putting out no hot music. He ain't put out no hot music since he came home. he been Thug been dropping straight duds. Yeah, and Gunna the only one from that era, Lil Baby and them, that's killing shit right now. It's because he stayed focused on his craft. He ain't let none of that calling him a rat over. He ain't let that overshadow what he needed to do, which was overall just put out good work. New York always been on top. It just when New York was on top, it was no apps, no iPhones. That's a fact. King Bimo ain't getting no radio play though. You bugging King? That's all. Y'all. Yeah, what radio are y'all listening to? Yo, give it about give it give it a month, and King Bimo gonna be all over y'all radio. See, y'all not watching the game. This is what I'm saying. Y'all niggas is not paying attention. Hip hop is on a respirator, and I'm the people that I'm watching is the ones that's actually keeping the heartbeat going, and that's the new energy, the cellos from Queens, the Pyrex Porters, the Ray Mullahs. It's a whole lot of new, the Co Ice. It's a whole new era of new rappers from Harlem to Brooklyn to the Bronx that got the game on smash. Dude, you gotta understand, the game is more independent than ever now. So a lot of artists ain't gonna break through the barriers that a lot of mainstream artists though. But like y'all said, I can see y'all niggas is not going back to the streets. And that's what happened with streaming. These streaming networks, they took the streets away from us. You had to go to the streets to find out who was hot. You had to go get those mixtapes. It's not the same downloading a mixtape on Apple Music that it is going to get it from the source. Because you know why? When you used to go to the African, when you used to go to Omar, you used to go to Music Hut, the Isaac Music Hut, and all these little hat stores and sneaker stores that was selling mixtapes. When you go there and go cop the mixtape that you was looking for, they was like doctors. They prescribed it. Yo, I got the new G Unit. Yo, I got the new D Block. You wound up spending almost $45 to $50 in CDs because of how hot the music scene was. Niggas is forgetting you had to go to the streets and get it. It was just like a crack spot. It was just like a weed spot. Niggas was going to cop music. Everybody was spending money on music, whether if you spent it with the bootleggers or HMV. But you, when you went to go to your favorite mixtape spot, you go there, yo, let me get the new Clue. Yo, that you get the new Clue. Yo, I got the new Ron G. Oh, word, let me get that too. Yo, I got the new K Slade. Oh, let me get that too. Yo, I got the new the new Big Mike. I got the new yo. That's how much music you had to go to the streets to get the music. You don't gotta go to the streets right now and to get the music. You getting it digitally, and it takes the element, it takes the essence, and it takes the energy away from the music when you don't get it tangibly. Yeah, everybody missed the mixtape era. Yeah, they took away society with media. No, because they got a bunch of fake journalists, groupies, agitators, and instigators. All they be doing is they figure out, they know they can't go around certain authentic niggas with the groupie shit. So they go around the niggas that be mostly like the underdogs. They go to the underdogs because the underdogs, that's the independents need all the publicity they can get, because you can't, we already know the majors and the independents, unless you getting real money independently, you cannot compare, right? But being independent is more profitable if you got your business right. It's mad independent artists out there that's struggling artists, just like guys out here that was on major labels. It's all the same thing. With this era, have learned, like the 38 specials, they learned their business. Coming up in my era, a lot of people wasn't um The information, it wasn't that informative. You couldn't really get the information that you need to be really successful back then. You know what I'm saying? You had to learn from afar. You had to learn from the Dame Dashes, the Master P's, the MC Hammers, the people like that that was actually being independent. I've always been an independent artist. Even when I had got a major deal, I've always went to the system of getting more profit margin on selling my music. Even like um monetizing our music. I was a part of the monetizing system before it was even a thing. We always kept track. Shout out to my guy, Hustle Man. We used to just write how many CDs that we sold and people's addresses and name in a book. That was a form of monetizing how many sales you was doing. You get what I'm saying? We always had the independent game on Smash. You know what I'm saying? You can make millions of dollars with just having 30,000 fans. You don't need a million people to make $1 million. You don't. Do the math. On 15,000 fans, paying $20 for your music. That's 300. That's $300,000. All profit. If you can get 15,000 people to spend $20,000 with you, you can make $300,000. Simple math. And that's why I always tell artists, get in touch and in tune with your fan base. Forget the niggas that don't support you. Fuck with the ones that do. And create a system for yourself that you know um who your fans are. It's all about direct to consumer now. But the way you win is to personalize the relationship between artist and consumer. And it's just simple engaging, doing vlogs, going live. You know what I'm saying? Once a month, go live with a random fan. You know what I'm saying? You never know what type of information a fan has. You know, when you come over the pods, you ain't gonna get no groupie shit. Niggas be around niggas being groupies. Niggas running around niggas being groupies, picking sides and trying to catch a wave off another nigga's wave. I've never been that type of dude. I always stand alone. I always in there, and if I stood alone, and if I didn't stand alone, I was always a part of something that I created. I've never went and got along and the shit was already together. When we did Purple City, we built that from the ground up. When I did Skull Game, we did that from the ground up. I've never went and tagged along and fucked with something that was already something. When I fuck with something, believe I'm one of the founding members, and that's a known fucking fact. Shout out to everybody, everybody in the chat. You gotta understand. Look what the look what the topics. Most of these podcasts, niggas get on the podcast and be talking about street shit. They don't even be talking about the climate of the music game, why the way the music game is this. They don't be talking about their albums. They don't be talking about what motivates them. They don't really be talking their story. Niggas be talking about who snitch. If you ain't never sold drugs or did no runs or spent no blocks with these niggas, why the fuck do you care if this nigga ratted or not? It's none of your fucking business. It's time for niggas to just start minding the business that pays them. That's it. Niggas be getting on these like I I was looking at Esso and Heineken. Shout out to Backview, right? Shout out to Al too. I love his music. I love his personality. I'ma agree and disagree with Al, right? He was totally right about the part. Like if you in the street, if you in the streets and you getting into activity and a nigga rob you, you gotta keep it in the streets. You gotta, you know, if you go by that code of not snitching or telling, you gotta respect the jits, right? But in that instance, it's a totally different. That wasn't the streets. That was a nigga from the streets that was supposed to go handle his business like a businessman. He brought the street ethics in it. So whatever comes with corporate business is not the streets. So if niggas get locked up and go to jail for the rest of their life, it's because they didn't take care of the business that they was supposed to attend. That wasn't supposed to be a robbery. That's the yo. You ever heard of Michael Jackson going through a contract dispute with Barry Gordy and went and got a Uzi? When did you hear this? Yo, you ain't hear this type of, and even when you was hearing shit like that about Suge, it was myths. You didn't, you heard hearsay little stories. Like this shit was on camera. Like that shit they was talking about Pac and Suge and Puff and how shit was going. It's stories, secondhand stories, word of mouth, this, that, and the third. We can't say they true. We can't say they not true. Whatever, whatever. But this shit was on camera. What this man did. And anything that comes with that, he got to hold that down too. So when you committing crimes within corporate business, that wasn't they ain't Gucci ain't meet up with them at a trap about to do a drug deal. They was meeting up at a studio where you conduct music business. They ain't meet up at a trap, a back alley, a street corner. They met at a place where you're supposed to conduct business. But due to the fact that you're dealing with street people, people bring street ethics inside the music business, and that's why the game is that's why the powers that be is taking the music industry from us, because they tired of us getting this money and blowing it doing ignorant shit when we supposed to just keep prospering and keep putting other people on. We get in the game and get clean money and act like we sold 100 bricks for it. That's where the game got fucked up. Rappers start getting rap money and start putting the clean money back in the streets. That's where the game got fucked up at. Yo, I'm gonna tell you the realest shit that anybody can tell you that's been in the music business as long as I have. Everybody in the music business have mental illness, PSD, trauma, anxiety, depression. Every person in the industry is diagnosed with each and every one of those, if not one. Ask your favorite rapper, do he get depressed? Ask the richest rapper, do he get depressed? Ask your richest, most successful rapper, do they get anxiety? Paranoia. But these is the things we don't talk about on our platforms. How 90% of the hip hop game is suffering from anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, all types of shit, due to being so successful that they can't handle it. We don't talk about the pressures of being successful, but everybody want to be successful. I just want to survive at a level where I can sustain my bills for my family as well as myself, and I'm good. I don't have to be a super trillion super. It's too much that come with billion, a billionaire, and 100 millionaire. Who wouldn't want to be fortunate to make that much money, right? But when you got that much money, problems just come out the woodwork. I'd rather just have me a regular home, backyard with a grill and a pool, and just live my life. I'm cool on that. This the real Uncasa. You looking right at him. Knowledge is definitely power. Keep building. Well, shout out to LBL. Cobra, one of my favorite EPs from him. But I agree to disagree with him. You're totally right. If you in the streets and you got like where we from, we gotta respect the jokes. But in that instance right there, what happened? That wasn't street business. That was a street dude conducting street business when he was supposed to be conducting corporate business. And this is the thing that we don't understand. We cannot blend the two because it's never going to be a good outcome. Somebody's going to die, somebody's going to go to prison. It's only going to be those two outcomes when you bring in street elements into the game. What's your thoughts on Stove God Cook's label situation with Baby Grand? I remember in the past you talked about the Purple City having issues with Baby Grand. Do like I can't speak from I don't know his situation with Baby Grand, so I can't speak from the perspective, but I can speak to from perspective from my experience. Um, Baby Grand wasn't a good situation. It wasn't what it turned out to be. It wasn't presented to us the way it turned out. That deal wasn't worth signing. I wish I never signed the deal. You know what I'm saying? And it was just an experience. You know, it was a learning experience. It wasn't a loss. It was a learning experience because by going through what I went with Baby Grand, I'll never make that mistake again. That's why I tell people, I, the way you receive your L, you can take it as a loss or a lesson. Me, I turn I turned my loss into a lesson because I learned from it. I would never deal with nobody on the caliber of Baby Grand again. I know, and I've learned them, and I gathered and obtained enough information to where I can do my own thing, make money, be profitable, and get my artistry out there to the masses without having to sign my life over, my rights, my publishing, and things like that over to people that don't care about you. They look at you as a check. They invested less in Purple City than they invested in any artist, and we brung the wave to Baby Grand. After Purple City came over to Baby Grand, everybody wanted to be or do something on Baby Grand. Now, if you think I'm bugging, just do your research. When we went to Baby Grand, it was only artists over there like Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jean Grey. It was they had backpack rap over there. We brung the street rap over there, because Chuck Wilson wanted to have anything that was affiliated with Dipset, and then when guys from Dipset got a whiff that Chuck was giving out deals, he gave them more money than they ever gave Purple City. I still have the check receipt of the first half of what I received from Baby Grand. I probably got $13,000 from Baby Grand, something like that. Shorts, shorts. They expected me to record a whole album with producers, clearances, and all that with $13,000. I swear to God, I still have the receipt. I will put the receipt, post the receipt up in my post pictures on my YouTube to show you. I still have the receipt from back then. The check, I still have a picture of the check. The advance was like $13,000, something like that. It didn't even get me through a summer. I couldn't invest that 13. I couldn't in true. I couldn't invest that money into a duplex. That money was for me to record an album with. I had to record a LP, a lengthy extended album, pay producers, studio time with $13,000. when other artists like Chuck was giving other artists that was affiliated with Dipset 100 grand, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? 6 digits. You know what I'm saying? We ain't get that at Purple City. I know I didn't. I don't know what Shice got. I know I didn't. I know from for the album that I was supporting. Then when I left Baby Grand, they made me pay them back like $27,000. That's why I didn't get no money from the Skull Gang deal. They made me pay back almost 30 grand, and they only invested $13,000. Nah, that wasn't no money. I made more money off of selling my. I made more money off of Cash App than I ever made with Baby Grand. I made more money selling my CD through Cash App and PayPal and any other whatever type of paying method I could to receive for digital copies. I ain't make no fucking money in the music business. That's why I be telling you niggas this shit is smoke and mirrors. If if you don't see if you go to a nigga, punch in any rapper right now, punch in Lil Baby, punch in Busta Rhymes, punch in these niggas website, right? If these niggas ain't got no tour dates, these niggas ain't getting no money. These niggas ain't getting no money from the music business. Not saying what they getting investors, what they invested their money in. If you don't got, if you a rapper survive off of show money and endorsements. If you ain't got no endorsements, no sponsorships or no shows, you are fucking broke. Niggas don't get no fucking money in the music business. These streams don't pay you shit. Yeah, I made money off of selling mixtapes back then. Yeah, but that's long gone. Niggas don't buy CDs no more. The music nowadays have no playback value. It's no more excitement to releases. The music survives 2 or 3 weeks, if that. Rick Ross, uh, Set in Stone album, horrible, horrible, horrible. Very disappointed in Rose. Very disappointed in Rose. Don't have no replay value. The beats is trash. The lyrics, all the lyrics is mid. It's like, yo, what is niggas doing, bro? What is niggas doing? If you not gonna give people quality music, but have all these theatrics and all these promos, like niggas don't care about the theatrics and all that bullshit. Niggas want to hear good music. And for an artist of Rose's pen artistry, he has one of the most elite pens in the game. Don't get me wrong, but what you just gave us, Set in Stone, that shit is garbage. That shit is mid. And this is coming from a Rose fan that's been with you since Port of Miami 1, Triller, Mastermind, um, God Forgive I Don't, uh, Teflon. I'm a Rick Ross fan. Rich Forever. That was an album that they presented like a mixtape. I used to watch all the blogs. I'm a Rose fan, so this ain't coming from no malicious and hate. The album's whack. The album's trash, and the theatrics and all the bullshit that niggas put didn't match what's going on. Hip hop is on a respirator right now. It has no replay value. It has no replay value. That's why niggas got a beef. Niggas was beefing and doing all these antics. Niggas and instead of niggas just like, yo, I want to see who's better. Listen, like niggas get so personal in the game instead of doing it really competitive. You know what I'm saying? That's back in the days when a nigga battled or called you out, you had to step to the plate or you had to shut the fuck up, right? Everybody asking Spesh to rap. Spesh is stepping to the plate about the rap. He just did a video on Chalet Ave. Uh, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna see the outcome. Long as niggas keep it hip hop, I'm all for it. But once it starts spilling out to the streets and entourage to start getting involved, I'm not for that. I'm not promoting that. I'm not supporting that. I'm denouncing that. And that's respectfully, niggas got to get it together in hip hop. If niggas can't be competitive without violence, that shit is trash. Lord, Future gonna do his numbers. Future, he's gonna do his numbers. All rappers, like, like, like it's really garbage. No hip hop is dead. Boring rap, trash, facts, bro. Yeah, get him out of here. My me, my moderator don't play. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it if it stay competitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. I'm all for it because rap always been a competitive sport. Rap is boring, but if you gonna be if y'all gonna be sore losers and take everything personal and want to see niggas and get it on, that's corny. But long as y'all niggas keep it rap, keep it rap. We done seen it like, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's Summer Jam, well, rather later on in Summer Jam, Special supposed to perform at Summer Jam. I'm pretty sure he gonna be deep with his entourage. It's gonna be like people gotta understand what this other shit brings when you start bringing other energies in this shit. When you start when it's competitive and it's just music, you could see a nigga and be like, yo, I'm gonna get you tonight. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you. Like Jay-Z and 50 before, but not now, but early in the game when he did a How About a Dollar, what the fuck is 50 saying? He let Fifth know. I heard that shit. I like that shit. I heard it. But be ready for my shot. You know what I'm saying? And niggas kept it competitive, you know what I'm saying? But when the shit get out of hand and it don't never be the rapper that get shot or stabbed or locked up. It always the entourage. It's always the nigga that got the point to prove. It's always the nigga that got his chest poked out. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing but got a point to prove and want to get brownie points off of shit they ain't got nothing to do with. Thank you for the super chat. He's looking sound like a big head Rico. Crazy. Thank you for the insult and the $2, chump. Yeah, this my brother. Man, I'm going to sleep. Go to sleep. Have a good night, brother. Peace. Thank you for tapping in. It's 103 people in here right now. They want to hear Jews. You don't want to gather no information. That's on you, King. Ain't no sweat off my balls. It's on you, King. I got information over here. Niggas don't be wanting to hear the perspective, but y'all niggas go over to niggas that be agitating and doing bullshit and that be fucking the culture up. That's that shit y'all niggas like. If you don't want positive internet energy, go ahead. Go to sleep. It's about 5 in the morning. Yeah, it's 5:23. Go get your Z's, man. Have a blessed morning. Eating and listening. 112 W Great. What's going on? You and Guess need a mixtape together. That would be dope. The game is fucked up. The game has no substance. It's no individuality. It's no professionalism. It's no class. It's no integrity. It's no originality. Everything is just foggy. It don't feel good no more. I remember when hip hop felt good. I remember when I used to run from school just to catch the theme song from Video Music Box. That dun, 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 dun. You talking about a nigga that ain't never been to prison, so I ain't missed nothing. I remember Solid Gold. I remember Hot Tracks. I remember Video Vibrations. I remember MTV Raps. I remember The Box. I remember everything. Bobby Bobby Simmons, everything, and anything that has something to do with some music. I was a part of that shit. I was right there. I was that kid that was getting screamed on by his grandmother because I was talking on the party line, or I was ordering 3 videos for $3.99. Onyx and Bonita Applebum and Zone Coaster by Leaders in the New School. I'm hip hop. Ain't no other platform on YouTube is hip hop as me. Don't none of them niggas that ain't hip hop. You know why? Cause none of them niggas engaged in nothing. Don't none of them niggas got no plaques. Don't them niggas got no accolades. And I'm still kicking ass. Niggas know I'm still kicking ass. I got a few surprises for y'all niggas lyrically, but you know what I'm saying? Go check that new Dave East out. All I needed was like, come on, bro. I'm on that new like niggas gotta understand, like, these niggas ain't engaged. These niggas is popping shit, talking shit, and instigating beefs that they not gonna be on. All they gonna do is sit at their desk or they phone and talk and pop mess and instigate things that they ain't got nothing to do with. And then what's bad about it, these niggas sneak and hide around. They hide, they sneak. Like, mind your business, man. Now 50 ain't killed New York music. The music shifted. The music went south. Because while we were still up here trying to be hard, all the gangsters down there was having fun. All them niggas was gangsters. Franchise boys, all them niggas parlaying, all them niggas is fucking gangsters, man. Them niggas was doing all that crazy shit, but a bust your head open after the club. Niggas are rob book. Niggas was gangsters. Shout out to them niggas. Franchise boys. All them niggas, all them South niggas. Niggas was gangsters. Shout out to Duct Tape. Rest in peace. Uh um Alley Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like people gotta understand where hip hop is going. If we don't get control of our culture, hip hop is gonna be what R&B is. It's hardly no R&B. For you to know what the new R&B is, you gotta go look for it. It's not in your face. We don't have video channels no more. We don't got 106 in Park. We don't got Video Vibrations. We don't got none of that. We don't got TRL. We don't got none of that type of stuff no more. We don't got none of that. And that's when social media, like, people put their whole videos right on their Instagram, so they took away. Like, what's the use of trying to have a countdown, and it ain't no debuts or no exclusive videos or no behind the scene videos no more. And music, artists, personalities, content, it became too accessible. Meaning anybody can do it. To be the caliber of MC or rapper of any caliber, you had to be nice. You don't even have to be nice. You can catch a catchy song talking about doodle, and if it's catchy and they program your mind long enough, you gonna start singing the song about doodle. But that's how the game is. You're not gonna see no more Biggies. You ain't gonna see no more Nas's. You're never gonna see another Michael Jackson. You're never gonna see another Prince, another Alicia Keys, another Jada Kiss. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see people. Thank you for the super chat. Why didn't they get on the top 40 of hip hop songs in a decade? They blame the South culture for dumping down, along with the people not telling us the story or with structure. Let me tell you what happened. All right. When they say South, right? Because everybody from the South wasn't rocking. Let's say the region of Georgia, Atlanta, Gwinnett, uh, um, Clayco, etc., right? The shift for South music took a shift when BMF got locked up. But the spillage in the culture of BMF birthed Young Thug, Baby, Gunna, because that's what they that was the last uh portrait sketched in their mind of what black and rich and what you needed to look like um was. You know what I'm saying? So once niggas traded in those old Cutlass Supremes in for Lambo trucks and shit like that, that's when the culture took a shift in Atlanta. And you, like I said, it was only a certain amount of people from Atlanta, strictly from this trap culture, that kept Atlanta alive. Everybody from Atlanta either was beefing with each other, cousins, lived in the same hood, or went to high school together. So, you know, Atlanta is big, as big as it is small, and everybody connected in some type of way. The thing with Atlanta, they always had inside beefs and stuff like that. But they knew keeping it under wraps and just keeping that shit in Atlanta on the underground, underworld level, that would keep them, that wouldn't stop the money. But once niggas started indoctrinating street elements like gang banging, drug dealing, killing inside the rap game, mixing and blending, like, it's just like this, right? Say Uncasa got Vanilla Sky Records, right? Now, I'm the rapper, right? I'm the rapper. My entourage might be street niggas, right? They might be getting into some other element that I'm not even involved with or even know that they got involvement with, right? But they with me. We wearing the same chain, we wearing the same hoodies, same insignia, Vanilla Sky. So if somebody get caught with 100 bricks or caught with a gun for a body and they got on a Vanilla Sky chain and they scoop up a bunch of niggas with Vanilla Sky's chain, they already indoctrinating and putting together that we're a gang. Automatic. They don't give a fuck how many records I sold. They don't care how many tours I'm doing. They don't care how many spins I get on the radio. All they care about is these guys that wear the same chain as you. They into murders, killing, and drug dealing. And it ain't no escaping that. That's why you gotta leave the streets, and you gotta leave music. Now, if you are niggas from the streets that do music, you gotta pick which one that you gonna focus on, because you can't do both. It don't end up good. Fetty Wap just came home from somebody that had consecutive number ones on the top 100 and Billboard, went to prison for fentanyl, dope, and all. Like, come on, bro. When is the cycle gonna stop? When is somebody gonna actually sit back and be like, yo, we really fucking our own plate up of food? Because they with the streams, they took the money from us. They took the control once they took the streams, and we don't even know what a stream is. What is a stream? How many streams did it take for you to make $1? People couldn't even tell you. Niggas that's getting rich off it couldn't tell you how much a stream is and what the stream. Like, come on, bro. So when you get in this music business and think that you doing something, you ain't really doing nothing, because everybody know what is when you get in the music business and you get hot. Everybody know what king for the day is. Everybody treat you good. Everybody give you the red carpet. Everybody get the blue plate special, right? Now check this. And I said this before, but for all the newcomers, hit the likes, hit the subscribe. Let me tell you from experience, right? Say you the new hot artist, right? You the label, you walking through, you see the plaques on the wall, you hear the music bumping. This how it used to be in the music business. I ain't talking about now, because you go through these shits and these shits be sounding like dentist's office. You don't even hear no music. Shit be like libraries, and it's the music business. But in my day, when you was that nigga, you was walking through the label, you seeing pictures of the hottest niggas of that label on the wall. You heard music. You might have smelled some weed peeking through somebody's office door. One of the rappers might have closed the door and was playing his album. You might have smelled some food. You seen it. You felt the energy of the game, right? And you just happen to be the new blood on the label, and you hot. You got your advance. You might got your car downstairs. You might got a chain on your neck. You might have a watch on your wrist. You might have a bad chick with you, right? And you walking through the office, niggas be like, yo, you need anything? Yo, you want some child, Mr. Childs? I'll order it for you. If you don't know what you want, I'll make sure you get the goods. Yo, we got a barber here. You want to get your hair cut? Yo, you want some champagne? Yo, the weed man here. Yo, I'm gonna get you an ounce just to take with you back on go to the studio tonight, right? Let that same artist drop and flop. You walk through that building, niggas walking past you, not even giving you five, not even acknowledging you, because you ain't make them no money. Now, if you would have made them some money, you coming through getting kisses on your cheek and you peeking in every office and everybody happy to see you, because you're an asset. You're not a liability. But when you can't become a liability and you ain't sell no records, all that blue plate special, red carpet treatment, manicures in the office, haircuts, shape ups, dinners, all that shit is out the window. You back to Mojo. Back to Lil Mojo, Lil Pojo from the block. That's how they do you. Bro, they calling the cops. They might get you out the building. The best era in hip hop, it was like, let me tell you, you can't feel the energy or the essence no more. When we was coming up, going out was the thing. You ask anybody my age, I'm 47. You ask anybody my age, and if you young watching this right now, 18, 19, 20, 21, and your pops might be my age, your moms might be your age, ask them what the tunnel felt like. Ask them what Club Essos felt like. Ask them what Envy felt like. Ask them what Nels felt like. Ask them what Babaloo's, Fat Boys, Bar 85, Tapping on the Green, stuff like that. Ask them how did the energy in New York was beautiful, beautiful, and you still, even the niggas that was on the underworld, you know, you got niggas that's just disruptive. You had your disruption, you had your extortion, You had your niggas that was picking on niggas. But for the most part, you had niggas that really cared about you, that really wanted to see you win. It was times that you wanted to, like, because now it looked like everybody can be a rapper, get on and blow, right? The rap game that I partaked in was it was like being equivalent of being a ball player going to the NBA. And every ball player dream is to go to the NBA, and his second dream is to get a ring. And that's just like equivalent to a God, I want to sell some records and get a plaque. I got my ring. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. Like, I got my ring. You know what I'm saying? So it's just be like, after that, after you get the accolades, you be wanting the money. I wasn't fortunate to get rich from the rap game. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fortunate. I seen little perks, but I made way more money independently. I made way more money when I was in the street game than I ever made from the music business. I tell niggas all that. All this should be a facade. That's why a lot of niggas get the rap money and go back to the streets, because that's all they know. Because they not for sure they can make another hit. It's hard to sustain being hot in being an artist. You gotta continuously reinvent yourself. You gotta continuously keep convincing niggas you that nigga. Time after time. Yo, he that nigga. Yo, he that nigga. Yo, he that nigga. But once you start getting, yo, that shit trash. That ain't it. I ain't fucking with that nigga. Niggas be having tour dates. And let me tell you this. Whenever you hear somebody's tour date is canceled, it's due to the fact they can't sell tickets. If you didn't know that. So if your favorite artist, you seen something on the internet, a banner or something, and said your tour coming into it, and you bought a ticket and your money was refunded because the tour was canceled because they can't sell enough tickets. Your ticket don't fucking matter if 1,000 other motherfuckers don't buy it. You can buy 20 tickets. If 20 more motherfuckers don't buy the ticket, your 20 people that you going with don't even matter. See, people don't understand the technicalities of what's really going on. All this, when you're an artist and you doing tours, the only thing you got to worry about is filling venues and your performance and your merchandise and money. Because everybody got to get paid. This is how a concert is ran. The people that got to clean up, the people that got to build the stages, the concession stands, the security, the sound men, the light people. Everybody got to get paid. You got to get paid as the artist. Your entourage, whoever doing hype man, whoever singing, the DJ, everybody get paid. And if the venue don't get sold out, nobody gets paid. Nobody makes no money. The merchandise booth people, nobody makes no money. The janitors, they don't make no money. Because it ain't no work. Oakland, what's going on? Yeah, Snake shit did kill hip hop. Early 2000s was the best era. In the 90s and the early 2000s. If it was a time machine, I would spend my last dollar to go back 20 years just to feel the essence, just to go to a block party, just to go to one of them clubs, just to see Big perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything became too excessive. When every people don't understand the thing like this. When anything becomes too accessible, the quality goes down because it's easy to get. Back in the days, the reason why you praise your weed man or your bud person or your medicine man is because everybody didn't have it. So you want to go get, yo, I got brand. It was a event when you went to go buy weed from a good spot back then. You know what I'm saying? Now weed is legalized and stuff like that, but back then, when you had to tiptoe and be very careful, and because you'll get locked up for smoking weed in the park and stuff like that. But back in the days, that's what made libation and chiefing and ciphering um with cannabis. That's what made it fun. That's what made the culture dope, because it was rare. You couldn't just go anywhere to get it. You had to know people. You know what I'm saying? People were strict with their business. Sometimes they didn't care how much they knew. Sometimes you might not just get served. You know what I'm saying? That's what the culture was. Everything became too accessible. The music too accessible. Fashion is too accessible. Sex is too accessible. Culture is too accessible. It ain't special no more. It don't feel good. Even the days is being accessible. Look, the sun is coming up already. It feel like you just like you can't. The day like it's everything is like just going at its own pace. Summer's gone already. You know, we're in the middle of July, damn near the end of July already. It was just the 4th of July the other day. Like, people don't understand how time is flying. It ain't no time to plan. You gotta act. It ain't no time to plan all that. Yo, I'm gonna plan a summer trip. You be thinking, yo, about time it be August 21st, and you be like, yo, I ain't going nowhere all summer. I ain't do nothing, yo. I ain't even go swimming. Word. It's something like, I remember, right? And I'm just like, I remember like you can go out 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and the streets be live. Due to gentrification, after a certain time, there don't be nobody on the streets. You don't see nobody on the stoop. Remember back in the days, like, this is for the New Yorkers. This is even for the guys that that just from the ghetto, and y'all might understand this if you even was a back alley or porch or whatever. But where I come from, I grew up in the tenements. I've never lived in the projects. I grew up in the tenements, right? Walk-ups, right? And majority, if you live on a block full of tenements, you got to walk up. You may have one building that go to the 8th floor or the 7th floor and it got an elevator. But for the most part, you walking your ass up. I don't care if it's 6 flights, you walking your ass up, right? Summertime, it used to be we sitting on the stoop. Somebody got a Panasonic little boom box. We playing Uno, we playing spades, we playing dice, smoking a little weed, we ordering chicken boxes from Caparel. You know what I'm saying? We breaking day, we just having fun. Don't let it be them humid summer days to where even 1 in the morning it's 90 degrees, 91, it's hot, it's humid. We got the water pump open, we having water fights, we having stories, we got the music, man. It's just live. Everybody just not caring about just living free. It don't even feel the same no more. All the elders is dead. All the people that was planning the cookouts. I don't remember when I had by the gracious of and the mercy of Allah, I still have my mom's, and she still celebrate her Thanksgiving and stuff. I'm Muslim, but I still partake in her dinners and stuff like that. So, but it's became like my mom's ain't even used to have to do that. It was rare that my mom's cooked on Thanksgiving because we always used to go to my Aunt Gussie crib. That's when my Aunt Gussie, my cousin David, my Aunt Ann, we over there, big 2 turkeys, mad pies, cakes, all the everything, all the trimming, every greens, and name it, anything you had. From the vegetarian meals to the hog maw to pork, I ain't partaking none of that. But every canned soda you look in the cooler, every CNC canned soda that it was, grape, cream soda, lemon, lime, orange, birch beer, whatever flavor you want. It was just like family. Summertime, same thing, cookouts. You know what I'm saying? Um, the essence of the family, like you go 4th of July, even 4th of July. You go to, like, I walked through Harlem on 4th of July. It wasn't even no park. It wasn't even nobody in the parks really. Wasn't even like, you ain't even smell no grill. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear no Frankie Beverly from no little speaker. You ain't hear nobody playing cards or dominoes. You ain't see none of that shit. Like, they done took the essence of people just living. Everybody just either on their phone. People forgot about communication on a one-on-one without your phone. You know what I'm saying? The essence is gone. Community gone. That's a fact. Let me tell you what something you can do. You can do all the teaching you want, right? But it's hard to teach a person that don't want to learn. It's like you can have the all the, I can share all the, I can give you all the information in the world, but if you don't apply it to nothing, or even listen to me, or even do the research on it, it's worthless to you. It doesn't apply nothing. But you know what is substance to these people and these youngins? Ignorant, foul, dumb shit. Who got shot? Who got robbed? Who snitched? What this rapper got? What this ball player got? When of our conversations gonna switch? And don't y'all think the conversation should have been switched to all this information that we can get now? We was deprived of so much information. They made us think libraries was boring. Only the real bookworms and nerd niggas that was educated and wanted to learn know that the library and all the books, that was the true money. That was the true, because they was going to get the information. Now you can just pick up the phone and just talk to them and ask something and get it. You have to put your nose and smell the mildew from the book back then. But yeah, man, I'm just kicking it this morning, man, on a different type of note, man. Sometimes you gotta just give people a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fake journalists be groupies. They be happy to be around these rappers. Oh, I got VIP. I got VIP special, the red carpet. Niggas be nerds, bro. Niggas be groupies, bro. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this groupie shit. These niggas is journalistic groupies. Opinionated journalistic groupies. These niggas be groupies, bro. And let me tell you why these niggas be groupies. Because these niggas get next to the real niggas Niggas that really show them genuine love, that'll take them in their homes and all that type of shit, get intimate with them, friendly, tell them things, put them a part of things, because, these niggas be having the real nigga mask on, right? These niggas had a real nigga mask, then they take the mask off, and then they had the bitch nigga mask on. But these niggas had a real nigga mask on, right? And you let these niggas in, right? And then you find out that these niggas is no good. So the real niggas bar you from all the real nigga shit. Not even saying real niggas. Let's just say people. Like, yeah, we gonna say the real niggas because they always framing the real nigga shit, right? But they get around the official dudes. That's the word we gonna use. We gonna use official. We ain't gonna say real niggas. We gonna say you get around sturdy official dudes. They take you in. The sturdy official dudes see you a piece of, and then you badmouth them, right? Then you get next to any nigga that accept you, right? And then when you get around them, niggas be grouped out. Niggas be cheesing like a whore in a house full of fresh niggas home. Niggas be niggas be cheesing more than the females, bro. It be crazy, bro, how these guys be calling themselves hip hop journalism, and they be groupies. They be cheesing, be happy to happy to be their ass niggas, bro. Like it be sad, bro. The niggas done took the replacements of the females. It's no, yo, bro. You go to the clubs, you don't even see female groupies no more. You know who took the groupies name? The males. You be having niggas that go to the club and wait till the rappers get there so they can try to be in a section to go like this with their phone to show you they next to the rapper, and niggas don't be niggas know for the hole in the wall. You know where the females be at? In their own section, smoking who they drinking their own bottles, like F them niggas over there. Word the mother. The guys become the groupies. They become groupies. They act like they ain't never been a part of nothing. But that's why they act like that, because they never been a part of nothing. Scared groupie, definitely. Yeah, no jury on. Where was the shingaling? It wasn't no shingaling. Nothing. This is what I be saying, bro. These guys be fronting. These guys be fronters. They they attach themselves to whoever that's gonna accept them. One thing about me, I'ma always stand sturdy on my own too. I ain't gotta affiliate myself with nobody because I done learned the game. I done learned the game so much. I done learned the game. I done gathered so much information and so much game to where I know all of y'all is fake. I know all of this is phony. I know all of this is a glitch. I know it. I know it's a big mirage. And that's why it's no soul in nothing. Everything is a carbon copy. Everything is so predictable. Everything is so see-through. It's nothing believable no more. Weed fake, everything fake. It don't even get you high. It be like, yo, bro, it's over, bro. The gig is up. Let's find something new to do. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The rap game is up. It's done. It's on its last leg. It's on a respirator. There's nothing we can do about it. And the ones that manipulate the people to believing that beefing and being overly competitive is the way to go. Nah, being competing is never is nothing wrong with ever competing. When you over competing and when you competing for with an objective, it becomes it becomes malicious because now you being competitive with an intent to disrupt somebody's peace. Yeah, overly competitive folks are usually insecure. Yeah, you're right about that. But yeah, man, thank y'all for everybody that's tuned in this morning. Yeah, niggas be looking for validation. Yeah, because I guess I guess success don't be I guess success don't be enough no more. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like everybody be figuring out, everybody be wanting this imaginary throne, this imaginary crown. Like everybody want to be number one instead of just doing them. You ain't gotta be number one. By being number one is just keep winning consecutively. People just want to be over like people always project things and bring energy to their whole circumference without with no purpose. Like people will bring energy to them that they don't even need because they already succeeding. When you start trying to be extra and to be feeling yourself in a certain type of way, sometimes it's not good because a certain it'll backfire. Like it'll backfire. But hip hop on this last leg, energy sour. Everything everybody think is entertainment and call it entertainment until somebody get hurt. Then when somebody get hurt, they start blaming hip hop instead of blaming the individuals that actually did what they did. We got to stop doing everything in the name of hip hop. We got to stop bringing the the elements of criminology into the business of music. Bad enough, right? As poets, as rappers, as MCs, as artists, we express our way in an explicit, uncut, raw way, right? That should be enough to to play this moniker or whatever we call ourselves, right? But people want the fans to feel like the only way they gonna respect my artistry or my music is if I show these niggas I'm really official. And we gotta stop that. Cause the proof is in the pudding. If you're official niggas know about you. Official niggas, like, the streets talk. Just like Albion said, the streets talk. So if you're official and you ain't nothing to play with and you get busy, it's known. Somebody know that. But when you come in the rap game and you feel that you gotta keep displaying your street indoctrination into your business to where you trying to make your revenues and money, you gonna lose. And you gonna lose bad. And it's gonna push you back into the streets. And you're not gonna be successful there because you know why? The streets is dead. It ain't no money there. The money's drying up in the music business. What else we gonna do besides rap and entertain? Now you got a lot of people running to fashion. What else you gonna do? Soon they'll try to take that and block us in that. And man, the powers that be in the fashion game, man, even on a different parallel is crazy. We not welcome in them fashion houses that we spend all this money for. I mean, guys like Pharrell, we gotta thank guys like Pharrell and Virgil for breaking those barriers for us to even be accepted in on those boards and a part of those fashion houses. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we don't get it together, and it's looking steep. It's looking real damn steep. I want everybody to focus the hell up and understand that they taking our culture from us. Something that's been alive and thriving and feeding families for the last 50 years. They tired of it. They tired of it. Because we using the proceeds to indoctrinate it back right in the streets where we trying to get away from. Hit the likes. Hit the subscription if you new here. I appreciate y'all time. It's Friday morning. If you going to Summer Jam, be safe, get home safe, enjoy yourself. Shout out to everybody that's participating. And like I said, a lot of these journalists, y'all should be ashamed of yourself because instead of giving us information, instead of giving us behind the scenes and dope and dope content, y'all use y'all cameras and y'all use y'all phones and y'all platforms to instigate, to pick sides, to disrespect, to pollute the culture. And these is the guys that y'all run to get y'all information. And all they are is journalistic, egotistical, opinionated groupies. And I'm out.